All right, what we saying? Good evening. Let me turn the brightness up a little bit. Bosh. The go. How are we doing? How are we all doing? Exciting time of year. Festival just around the corner. Can't wait. We're on Instagram here and YouTube here. I'll try and keep up. How are we all doing? El, nice to see you. I haven't seen you in ages, El. How are we? Good evening, everyone. Kian, thank you, bro. I appreciate that. YouTube, hello. Biggest nap for the festival. Marshburn in the champion chase. If he jumps like he does, like he did at DRF, he wins, doesn't he? Enjoyed producing that My Cheltenham episode, Blash. Oh yeah, mate, how are you doing? Thank you for having me on there. That was class. I still need to watch it. It came out the other day, right? Ping you pinger. Yeah, that was a new thing. I don't know where that came from. But when I've been at the Greyhounds, go on the pinger. Go on the pinger. How far does Marshburn win by the champion chase? He bolts up. If he runs like he does, like he did at the DRF, he wins. Plenty of furniture bought in the last few days. Yeah, true. We've been doing all right. The club has been flying. Who wins the Arkle? Lulamba wins the Arkle. Just got a bad feeling Kopek falls, you know. YouTube people, how are we all doing? Thanks for coming on. I never do a live on here. I haven't done a live in ages. I've been moving house for like the last however long and got really good Wi-Fi. So I was like, you know what? Let's do a live. Kopek nap of the meeting, says the governor. All right, we'll see it. Keep up the good work. Thank you, mate. I appreciate that. When's Bosh Bashi running? He's running very soon, actually. Kopek wins the Arkle. He easily could. Kopek is by far the quickest horse in that race. I just don't like the break, and he's only had one run over fences. John from Belfast. I met you at the Dogs one night last year. I was the tall Northern Irish dude, pretty drunk. No idea, mate. But I imagine we had fun when we met. What are you hearing at Appalling Stable for Cheltenham? Who said that? FPH06. Nothing major. I think Tourist Bay could be a big each way price in the Turners, but I know the Jukebox Man is flying. Joe, exactly the same question. Nothing really, just that the Jukebox Man's going really well. But apart from that, nothing that really like flies out. You know what I'm saying? Wayno runs Sunday before Cheltenham at Warwick. Do you think Wayno will run at Cheltenham next year? I bloody hope so, mate. I hope so. Right, if I've missed your comments, I apologise. There's comments coming in left, right, and centre. If Nicky Henderson, Evening Bashi, got to be asked, if you were Nicky Henderson, what flat race would you go for? I don't know what flat race I'd go for, but I definitely think it was the right decision keeping him on the flat. I'd be so scared putting him back over hurdles, but I'm a bit of a worrier, a bit of a thinker. Love the videos, mate, and how much I love my horses. Need to come to Melbourne. Tiger Paulie, I'd love to, mate. I'd love to. Genuine alert, if you're not in Bashi's WhatsApp group, I can only advise to sign up. What a day we've had. Thank you, mate. I'm glad you're enjoying it. 3 out of 4 winners today. We are doing well. Where is Lossie running? She's got to go in the mare's hurdle, hasn't she? Got to go to the mare's hurdle. I've had a big bet on her for the mare, so I'm praying she goes there. Wayne looks a little special. Has he improved since his last easy win? I hope so. The plan is to go to Warwick on the 8th, just before Cheltenham. Hopefully he wins that, and then we're going to run in the 100 grand final at Sandown on Jumps finale day. So that would be class. Would you rather see Wayno win at Cheltenham or She's Perfect win at Ascot? What a question. What a question. Who put that question in? Heifer. That is a great question. Now, there's 2 tricky sides to this, because my dream has, if you were to give me a Royal Ascot winner or a Cheltenham Festival winner, I'd take the Cheltenham Festival winner. It's always been my dream. But from a financial point of view, if Wayne wins at Cheltenham, you get the prize money, which is amazing. But if Sue wins at Royal Ascot, her breeding value goes massively up through the roof. So not only do you get the prize money, she will be worth so much more money because of that. So I'm going to take the Royal Ascot win. But can I just have both, please? Paul Lewis, did I pick anything up at the Skeltons the other day? I did pick up quite a few. There was 2 horses, 2.5 horses. He was really, really, really sweet on. I've actually got a video going up tomorrow on YouTube, scheduled for I think 4 p.m. It's coming out. I spent a morning at Harry Skelton's yard, so I've got all of his. I filmed all of his, talking through all of his horses. But I would say Panic Attack in the Mare's Chase. He said this will be hard to beat. He said the New Lion is his banker of the week, and he was quite sweet on that Champion Bumper French horse. I can't remember what it's called. The French horse they bought, Meunier and Suede, Metz to something. I can't remember it, which is bad. Tottenham to stay up or Cheltenham winner? Cheltenham winner. Sod Tottenham. All Poets Sunday, aren't we? Max, have you not? Oh, you haven't seen the update. He's not going to run on Sunday. He had a dirty scope, so he won't run on Sunday. The governor's asking who wins the Gold Cup. The Jukebox Man wins the Gold Cup. Django Bay will be second, and either Factophile or Gaelic Warrior, whichever one turns up, will be third. Love the Channel Bash, dying to push the button and join the racing club. Mate, give it a go for a month. Give it a go for a month. Office dancer. You can always cancel. It's great fun. Give it a month and see. Look, like we get really good at. So we had 4 bits of info today. 3-1. They were like short enough, like sort of 15 to 8, 6 to 4. But it's more like everyone just chats with everyone. And the thing that I really like is like, obviously I have a day every single month where we go racing with the free tickets. The next one is Donny for the Lincoln. So you get your free ticket. But the thing I love is I see loads of people who met in the group now go racing together. And they were like, they used to go racing on their own. So I love that. Supremely West for the Potemps. Good shout. Well done on Oh So Perfect and Holy Fire wins. You must be proud of them. Neil, thank you very much, mate. That's really kind. Yeah, really, really proud of them. Love all my horses dearly, and it makes no difference what stage it is, where it is. It was fantastic. Can you call the next jumper the Biddler? Would have to be a small horse now. Would have to be a small, quirky horse. How do we get involved in the WhatsApp? Stephen Boyles, it's called the Bashwatts Racing Club, mate. Just go on bashwattsracing.com and it's the racing club. Jamie Norris, how's Holy Fire after the run yesterday? She's all good, mate. Thank you. As good as gold. Ben Knight, join the club this month. Can't lie, it's a vibe. Thank you so much for coming, mate. I appreciate that you are enjoying it. You doing all 4 days at the festival, Kian? Of course I am. Any Irish syndicate coming up? Joe, I get asked this all the time. I actually had my blood circadian go and look at a jump source with Joseph O'Brien, but we didn't pull the trigger. It's just the thing is, I love to go, and it would just be hard for me to get to Ireland all the time. I just read the horse Tutti Quanti will be supplemented for the Champion Hurdle. You think that horse can win? Would not be for me. Good luck for you, though. Good luck if you're having a bet. Will Sue be aiming for Group 1 level this season? Joe, good question, buddy. Update on She's Perfect. We're going to hopefully start off at Goodwood on 2,000 Guineas Day. So it's the 2nd of May. A listed level. And then we're going to go to Royal Ascot for a Group 2. Then we'll win a Group 1. And then we'll go back to the Foray. Win a Group 1 at Longchamp again. But keep it this time. Yeah, one J Gaming, is the video really bad? It's because I'm on my laptop on YouTube, but I'm on my phone for Instagram. So Instagram is like pearly, but YouTube does look like I'm in the 90s. Who wins a Triumph Hurdle? Well, it's such a shame Narciso is out. I thought he was certainty. I'm going to be back in Maestro Conti. I actually had a little bet on him before he won at Cheltenham in January, wasn't it? I backed him at like 10s. But it wouldn't be my strongest of fancy of the week. What's your thoughts on Romeo Coolio? Does he win? Wouldn't be for me. If he goes to the Arkle, I would happily lay him. I don't really lay horses, but I don't think he is a 2-miler whatsoever. Don't know. Does he go to the Brown Advisory? I don't know. Wouldn't be for me. I don't know why. Just wouldn't be for me. Narciso had the wages, Jamie Norris. I know. Was the one, wasn't he? Mick Appleby is the most underrated trainer at the moment. He's a top trainer, and I went to his facilities for the first time the other day. Fantastic, really, really good. Let me see if I can make this any better. Do you know what? I do have a plug-in camera which I do my previews on. But I have no idea where it is. Handstand's a good thing. Elliot leaning towards Ferryhouse for Romeo. I thought the same. I didn't think he was going. Handstand's a good thing. Where does he go? Does he go to Ryanair? Does he go, what is it, the Ultima? I don't know. I don't know about handstand. So, like his last couple of races, he's just never looked like winning, has he? He's got the class, but would your filly not run at Chester? Probably not. She's perfect. I'd love to have a run at that. I love Chester. David Taylor, I haven't even looked tomorrow, mate. I normally get my info through by about 10ish tomorrow. What do I think about Constitution Hill? I think it's the right decision not to go back to Cheltenham. Scary. Imagine he goes and falls again. Any chance you're at Newbury tomorrow? My horse is running in the first. Good luck, mate. I am not there. Office Dancer, what does the racing club cost? If you do 6 months, it's £17.50 a month. And then when you get the free ticket every month, they're always worth at least 35 quid a month. So you're quids in. How do I go about joining your syndicate? I only have 2% left in Eulalia, who's the lease horse. She runs on Monday at Kempton, making her seasonal reappearance, but there's only 2% left. I was talking to Sam McCullum yesterday about Arnie. Unfortunately, he's got a bad injury for the blades. Spoke really well of you. Yeah, Liam. Shame. What, did he do his ankle? It wasn't his hamstring, was it? But yeah, Sam's got 10% in Arnie, which is class. You and the governor need to buy an Irish Greyhound and get it back to Shelbourne. That would be class. He's perfect and she's perfect French double. Imagine that, Max. What have I missed? Keep the questions coming through. I will get round to them. Do you think Maestro Conti is better than No Drama This End? No, but then going for different races. Maestro Conti goes for the Triumph. No Drama This End goes for the Turners. Paul Hudson, I'm good, mate. How are you doing? Thanks for joining. Sorry that the camera on here is rubbish. If it's annoying, you go over to Instagram because I'm on my phone, which is far better. Brighter days ahead. I've always been against her. Always been against her. For some reason, I think it was because I was quite sweet on her going for the mares last year, and then they went for the champion. And ever since then, I've been dead against her. And I'll be against her again. She's been to Cheltenham twice, been beaten twice. Got beaten like 20 lengths in the race last year after Constitution Hill and State Man fell. She wouldn't be for me. Are you going to Wolverhampton on the 7th of March? That is a Saturday, Chris. I am not, mate. I'm then at Warwick on the 8th. And then I'll be in Bristol Monday to Saturday for the festival. Office Dancer, mate. I've answered that. How much the racing club costs? It's £17.50 a month if you do 6 months. If not, it's £27.99, mate. What's your thoughts on the new schedule at the festival? To be fair, it doesn't make too much of a difference, bud, for me. Obviously, the mayor's hurdles changed. Like I'm about 2 days into my big write-up, but I don't think it makes too much of a difference. No Drama This End will have a cracking chance. Very good. Definitely the best chance of the English and the Turners, but I don't know. There's just something telling me that he might be found out. When is my mate AJ running again? Good question. Soon. He's only going to have one more run because you can only run in 3 bumpers. And then he will be put away for the summer, come back for novice hurdles. Ben Jones is such an underrated jockey. Spits out winners. He does, mate. And the team are flying. The operation at Ben Paulings is just phenomenal. Hey Basha, as an owner, is there a problem betting on your horse in a race? Just wondering. Keep up the great content from France. There's no problem backing your horse, but there's a problem if you lay your horse. If you lay your horse, it's against the rules. Matthew Stace, was that on WhatsApp or Instagram, mate? I'll get back to you. Sorry, my WhatsApps are disgusting. I had about 350 unread messages the other day. Got it down. It's back up to over 100 straight away. What's your best bet for the festival? It's really hard because best bet Is that value or is that one which you don't think will lose? I don't think Marshall will lose, but he's short. Um, I want to ask your opinion on stewards. Do you think the contingency, leniency they show bad rise from Jockey? I don't like the stewards. It's very different. There's no continuity. You'll get a decision one day, and you'd have seen 10 decisions like it go without any action. If that makes sense. And obviously, we massively, massively dislike the French stewards. Will there be any more opportunities for Syndicate throughout the year, not leasing options? Yes, there will be. I would have thought a breeze up horse would be next, which will be in April. Um, what I'll do is after this, I'll put up a story on my Instagram with a link to go into the future WhatsApp group, horse WhatsApp group that I've got, where I put anytime I get a new horse or looking to get a new horse, it goes in there first. I will put that up so you can join it. But yeah, what I want to do, I took some people over to Arcana. I want to get as many of you guys to the sales as possible to come and see the sales. It's like free to get into. It's a great, like, just learning experience. It's fantastic. Redemption in France this year, Jamie Norris. Bookmark it, mate. She wins the foray and we lose our heads. Yeah, Sam did his ankle ligaments away at Millwall. Need to do a trip to Bramwell Lane. I do, but I want to do it when he's playing. You're a top man, living the dream, fair play. Richie, thank you very much, mate. That's what life's all about. Just go and get it. Go and get it. That's what I tweeted earlier. I've only been doing this as a job for 20 months, not even 2 years yet. So it's been a roller coaster. So if you guys are part of my club or a syndicate owner, thank you so much, because without you guys, I wouldn't have all the horses and all the fun. And I don't know if you can see on YouTube, we've got the winners wall. Can you see it up on Instagram? We've got the winners wall up there. 3 new ones to be added. Obviously, wondering why Oh So Perfect and Holy Fire have all won this year. So I need to get their winning shoe and winning pictures done. Do you anticipate buying any more jumpers, Bash? Robbie, yes, mate. I would like to get one up north, but I don't know. There's no trainer which really jumps out at me. Which stable would you say is most in form at the moment? Chris, I wouldn't know the stats, mate, but it seems like Ben Pauling has a winner every single day. Who's your favourite jockey and how are your jockeys picked for your horses? Favourite jockey's got to be King Shuey. And basically when the horse is entered, the trainer will then speak to the agent to see who's available. And then say for example, Eulalia booked for Monday. Soon as she was entered, we contacted Shuey's agent to see if he was free. He was, so he's then jocked up. If he's not, then you look at other options, if that makes sense. Percy for the Supreme 2027, surely. Get yourself on, Brandon. Love to see it. Did you see Wayne's mark is now 117? It's always been 117, hasn't it? Get yourself a jumper at Lucinda Russell. Great yard. Yes, just about like 8 hours away from me. You keep winning the way you are, you're going to need a bigger wall. I know. Have you seen all the stick you're getting from that absolute plum on X? Chef Dave, I have, mate. And it's quite amusing, really. It's just weird, isn't it? People are strange. The thing is, right, like with what I do is on social media, you're always going to open yourself up to criticism, which I'm all here for. Like, people give your opinions. I get stick, or people give their opinions on YouTube, on Instagram, on X, everything like that. Fine. I think the more opinions in the game, the better. Okay, some people can be really nasty when they say it, but I've got thick skin. I'm used to it. That doesn't bother me. But what it is when people just blatantly share lies, that's the thing which weirds me out. Like, just mad, made up lies. It's so strange. So yeah, I don't know who the fella is. He's obviously I've blocked him ages ago because he was giving me hate months ago. So I have no idea who he is, but he's obviously faceless. But strange, real strange. How's the Bisharini? Bisharini's good. Gonna run at Suffolk Downs. Horrible track. El Kairos wins. Could do. Just don't like his jumping. 2 for Taunton today for Ben Jones. I was there in great form. I had the last one, the bumper horse. Get a ticket to the Play of the Year ceremony. Sam's got booked. Some weird people on social media, some very weird people. Love your YouTube videos. Honest Days Painting are fantastic. Thank you, mate. I appreciate that a lot, and I appreciate you watching it. Anyone on Instagram, if you do want to watch the Honest Days Punting, I don't put them on Instagram anymore because it's landscape, and Instagram sometimes just cut it off halfway through with 8 minutes to go. So it all goes on YouTube. So go over to YouTube if you're not already. There was Honest Days Punting from Kempton went up tonight. Bashi, I'm getting worried. People are talking about Mighty Park like he's Isterbrack. I know. He just won a maiden hurdle, didn't he? And it's one of those. The thing is, it's so hard. It's one of those Irish maiden hurdles where he beat the second by about 13 lengths. The second beat the third by about 20 lengths. The third beat the fourth by 15 lengths. It's impossible to read that form. It's impossible to read that form. How is she? Perfect. Reese, she's very good, mate. Thank you. Cantering away strong as ever on the snap. Yeah, she's going really well. She's looking really good. So just fingers crossed. The injury is a thing of the past. And I'll always say, like I've always with all my horses, especially with Sue, I'm never scared of going somewhere and getting beat. But just go there. Like, say last year, she then got injured after the Dian. And then it's all what ifs. So just get her back. And let's just have a clean year with her. Where's the Bidler? That is a good point. Where is the Bidler? Someone who's in the racing club at the Bidder and tell him to get on here and I'll bring him in. What's the goals for this year? For Sue, it will be to win a black type race and keep it and then go back to the foray at Longchamp and win. Do you think Holy Fire goes again at a mile? Definitely a mile. She'll definitely stay at a mile. We just thought, oh, the Bidder is here. Bidder, do you want to come on? How do I get you on? All right, I've requested you, Bidler. If you want to see the Bidler, you have to go on Instagram. What was I saying? Yeah, I think probably Cal should have just been a little bit more forceful on her. Make her mind up. I think it was a little bit kind to her. Lewis Patching's been watching the videos on my feed. Pleasure to watch the ups and downs. What part of the country are you from? What's your closest track? Thank you very much for watching, mate. I appreciate you following all the journey. And that's what it's all about, the ups and the downs. Plenty more downs than there are up, but the downs make the ups feel even better. I am based in Norfolk, not far from a town called Wyndham. So Fakenham would be half an hour. Newmarket would be 40 minutes. And Yarmouth would be about 40 minutes. Where is the Bidler? Where is he? Is he coming on? Who's muted me? Can you hear me now? Still no sound. Where's the Bidler gone? I'm not on mute. Okay, I'm going to start this again. All right, one sec, guys. One sec. I was on your Mick Appleby winner at Chelmsford at 12s. Nice, wasn't it, Tom? Wasn't expecting it. I thought she'd run well, but I know the top two in the market were strongly fancied. Love the birth. It was sick. Your kipper holding the afterbirth. Minging. And I'm like, I'm quite a, what's it called? Like squeamish person. That was not a bit of me whatsoever. Tell the governor to stop betting. He's going to lose the lot. Not a chance with the governor. Governor's a shrewdie. Bidler. Dan, how are we, mate? Long time no see. When are you coming on to my podcast, Northern Jumps Racing Podcast? Whenever you want, mate. Here to support anyone who's trying to build anything in racing. Here to support it. Let me know. I'll help out however I can. Bashi was subject to the worst decision of all time in France. French stewards need to look at themselves. I know, Rob. It hurts, mate. It hurts. Where is she? Winning on debut. Still hurts, but hopefully we get some sort of redemption. We're looking forward to seeing Ivy running on Monday. Me too. Be great to get back out, get the cobwebs away. Um, how is there no sound on this thing? Okay, sorry guys. One sec. We're having a few technical difficulties. Skeleton horses beaten yesterday at 1-4, and I think, if I'm right in saying, David, the trainer that beat him only had one runner, only has one horse in the yard. What is my selection for the champion hurdle? The new line is the new champion hurdler for me. If El Cairo stays up, he wins. He could do, Harry. If you could back him in running after the last, get on. Right, Bidler, I can't accept you, mate, because anytime I accept you, it mutes me for some reason. I hope Instagram can hear me now. Caffrey, Jack, I can't. Bidler, as soon as I accept the bidder, I'm muted. Golden Ace pisses the champion hurdle. Ollie, I can't see it happening, mate, if the rest stay up, but fair play. Have I had any anti-post punts? Yes, I have. I'm trying to think what nice ones I've got. I've got a big bet on Lossiemouth at 2-1 in the mares. As soon as she crossed the line at Leopardstown, bang to the mares. I hope she goes there. Even YouTube want the bidler. Are you going to Cheltenham Bash? I'm going all 4 days, mate. I'm actually doing a trip. If any of you want to join next year with Racing Breaks, we all stay at the same hotel in Bristol. Get the coach up. I'll talk through the card on the way up. Go racing. Get the coach back, and we all go out for some food, some drinks, and usually end up in the casino. Bidler has that Mackie's Wi-Fi. Kopek nap, not for me. Taking him on with Lou Lamba. I just think that one run over Chase Fences is scary. I think he's the quickest horse in the Arkle by a mile, but I couldn't be backing him after one run. Am I at Donny on Saturday? No. Doncaster, my most unlucky track. Can't stand the place. Your horse's opinions are shite, but not as bad as Spurs. Mate, it'd be tough to be as bad as Spurs. We are woeful. And unfortunately, I went on Sunday to the North London Derby. I was gone by 72 minutes. Ballyburn got a sneak in the champion hurdle. It's not a 2-miler, is he? Couldn't be for me. Really enjoy your content. Thank you, mate. What's the best casino you have ever been to, Bash? Gep, how are we? Best casino I've ever been to? I don't know. I used to live opposite the Rico Arena in Coventry, which has got a nice one. It's got a little it's got a waterfall in there. That was quite good. Ballyfad is a massive price after going nose to nose with Talk the Talk. I see your point. The only thing is, Talk the Talk that day came from so far back. If he was closer, he would have been beaten Ballyfad by even more. And I think the hill is going to help Talk the Talk. He would be my fancy the Supreme. Tottenham are 9-2 for relegation. That's scary. Lovely casino, dodgy staff. Bragger man. Fair one. Andrew, mate, I've addressed on here before. I don't know if you saw it. I was saying it's very, very strange. I was saying on social media, like when you work in social media for a job, I always open myself up to criticism and opinions. And I think opinions are great. A lot of the time people forget how to put their opinion across without having to be disrespectful and nasty. But I have very, very thick skin. But if you look through that guy's profile, I blocked him ages ago because he used to send me some weird messages. But if you look through his X account, he is one of the biggest trolls you'll ever see. He's obviously a faceless account. That's not him. And it's all AI made up rubbish, mate. So, and that's what I was saying. Like, have your opinion about me, my horses, whatever. Opinions are great. I'm all for a debate. But when people just share fake, made up stuff, it blows my mind how a grown man can sit there and just do that all day. But I suppose someone's got to do it. Grey Dawning. Wouldn't be for me in the Gold Cup, Charlie. But I went to Harry Skelton's last week and they were quite bullish. Thoughts on Iroko at Cheltenham? I quite like him. Yeah, I do quite like him. I've never been on board with him, but since they're now going there instead, I'm thinking, oh, and I hope they then move Jaguar to the other race. If so, I'd be all over Iroko. King Rasco for the Supreme will come on Matthews for the DRF. See, I hear a lot of people say this. Apparently, Willie said he looked big, but it had a prep run. Um, but yeah, I'd be all over Talk the Talk. Thoughts on Back Me or Sack Me in the National Hunt Chase? Good chance. Likes to come from the back, doesn't he? I can't really put my finger on it. I'm between Back Me or Sack Me and the Rebecca Curtis horse. I can't remember what it's called. It's not really a race I want to get stuck into, though, the National Hunt Chase. Bish Bash Boshy runs. Bish Bosh Bashy runs at Suffolk Downs, I think on Sunday. Lossie to win the champion hurdle. Ollie, I hope she wins the mare's hurdle, mate. Would be all for me. Excited for your preview Tuesday. Gonna back everything on. Good to see you. Yeah, hopefully, if any of you guys are based in Brighton, I'm in Brighton on Tuesday at the Terrace in the Amex Stadium. I think tickets are 15 quid, includes a drink, but if you use code BASHER10 or BASHY10, you get 10% off. So I'm in Brighton on Tuesday with Joshua Stacey, Hayley Moore, and Tony Bloom's right-hand man, his racing manager. And then on Wednesday, I'm at the Bull in Burford, which is in the Cotswolds. So yeah, I hope to see you there. 250 grand in your pocket now, but you can never have a bet of any sort again. What's your choice? I'll keep the 250 grand. Absolutely. Easy. What do you think of Marlborough and Bambino Fever double? Marlborough wins. Bambino Fever probably wins, but I'm just not quite on it. How good can Constitution Hill be on the flat? We'll see. We will see. What was his rating? 107. That's good. I don't think he's a Group 1 horse. I think he'll win a Group 3. It's going to be fascinating to follow him, though. I can't wait. Nap of the festival, charts being creepy. Creepy side kick is back. How are we doing, TC? Newton Tornado is Rebecca Curtis horse. That's the one. It's between those two. Bidler coming to the terrace. Good point. Brighton's probably not far from the Bidler. Love your content, mate. All the best with all your horses. Paul, thank you very much, mate. That's very, very kind. Please get a Northern trainer. Yeah. I've got Rebecca Menzies, who is not far from Newcastle, man. What do you think of Nico as a jockey? Quite a few others I'd have instead of him. I feel like he wins on the horse which should win, but you'd rarely see him win on a horse which doesn't look like winning. Do you know what I mean? He's not a Sean Bowen, is he? I know your friend James Fabrush. Fabrush, is that how you say it? Yeah, he's got quite a few shares of my horses. Top guy. Thoughts on El Kairos? Definitely a rocket of a horse. But like he's fallen. He nearly fell last time out. If you could back him after he's jumped the last, back him. I don't know. He's just too risky for me. And he also looks like the type of horse like the festival could get to him. I can see him going off like a bat out of hell and just making mistake after mistake after mistake. I'll sort that in the Turners. Does he run in the Bartlett instead? I thought he was going to run in the Bartlett. Dr. Steinberg, banker. He should win the Bartlett, shouldn't he? Marine Nationale, not for me. Being put in his place once, gets put in his place again. Old Park Star is immoral, surely. Not for me. I'm taking them on. Will Spurs get relegated? Up the Chelsea. Up the rent boy. No, mate. We keep up by the skin of our teeth. Probably. How many Guinness will be had over the festival? Plus 40. If you're talking about me, less than 40, mate. I can't drink to save my life. 5 pints max for me. Some of my Northern owners and Northern members, my word, they'll see 5 pints in an hour. I don't know how they do it. The Northerners are a different breed. Thoughts on the new line winning the champion hurdle? Yes, Ollie, he wins. Get on. I was at the Skeltons. He was so bullish. He was like, this is my banker at the festival. I'd be all over him. Thoughts on Kit's Boogle? I just don't like backing a horse after they fell last time out. Where does Mighty Park go? Turner's probably. Up the Northerners. Yeah, talking about a Northerner that can drink very well. Here he is. Need a Bidler versus the Governor. We do. Monge 2 for the Triumph Hurdle. Maybe. More than 5 pints and you'll be shouting and lick him up again. I was battered in that video, you know. Was that Irish Guineas? Oh, that was funny. That was wild. Gold Cup fancy. The Jukebox Man to win. I think Django Bay will go close as well. Lossie Man for the Champion Hurdle this year deserves her chance. She does deserve her chance, but gets her in the Mare's Hurdle. I've got a lump on at 2s. I pray she goes for the Mare's Hurdle. And this is my theory, right? I'll get stick for this. I feel like the team weren't fussed either way at the DRF, whether she won or not. When she beat Brighter Days Ahead the time before, she was in front of Brighter Days Ahead and got first run. This time they sat her off like 8 lengths behind her and let her have first run. It's even as if they were sort of happy to get beat. It was weird. And as soon as this race was going, I was like, this is all just to get her in the Mare's Hurdle. So I snapped the 2s, and I think she's now, what, she odds on? Woodoo will win the Mares. Lossie's beaten her once before. I think she'll beat her again. It's going to be another BDA. You got the price for the Mares and she goes champion. Oh, God, don't say that. Golden Ace will win the Champion Hurdle. It's a certainty. I really think the new line needs further. I think the new line's better over further, but I think I just can't see how Golden Ace can win unless the top 2 in the market fall. Would not be for me. Biggest lay of the festival would be Romeo Coolio if he goes to the Arkle. I also really just don't like Brighter Days Ahead. Poneros, Triumph Champion Hurdle double. You wouldn't put it past Willie Mullins, but would not be for me. How is she's perfect? She's very well, mate. Thank you. Cantering away. 2 up Warren Hill. She looks good. She's big. She's strong. Makes her come back on the 2nd of May. Sleep with everything crossed that she comes back fine. Do you think Mullins is weaker this year? Probably. I bet if you were to look at the amount of short price favourite he's got this year compared to last year and the previous years, I bet he would be down, actually. It's probably quite a good point. How's the foal? He's good. Went and saw him this morning. He's very good. He's been nicknamed Little Mo. Do you think Sergino will ever come back racing? Yes, I do, and I hope he does. Golden Ace has got the beating over BDA. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, the foal's coming along good. Funny little thing. And it's cute because he just copies his mum with everything. That's what I was saying. It's funny because you think she's like eating grass and he's only just got his teeth. He's like, his legs are too long for him to get his head down, and he's sort of chewing the grass, but not really eating the grass, if you know what I mean. Funny little thing. It's fascinating to watch. We'll have another one due probably next week, which will be, I don't know if any of you are an owner of Perfectly Adorable. Our Cracksman 2-year-old filly will be a half-sister to her. Tutti Quanti, my knack for Cheltenham. Fair enough. Good luck. Get to the dogs on the next holidays. Punting that video with you versus the Governor is outstanding. Thank you, mate. I need to see the Governor. I haven't seen him in a couple of weeks. I'm trying to think if I'll have time. I'm away. Busy. Kempton on Monday with Eulalia, who makes her first start for us. I think she'll go well, but she'll need the run. Tuesday, Brighton for the preview. Wednesday, the Bull in Burford, which is Cheltenham for a preview. Back Thursday, runner. I think I then got another runner. Definitely got a runner on the Sunday. Can't believe Florheen didn't catch up. Right, hear me out, guys. Okay, so very good point, Poochie. So, in terms of the foal and the name, I've been shot down by this, by the missus and family. The mum is called Blorheen. Okay, Blorheen. One of my favourite ever national hunter horses was called Forheen the Machine. Blorheen, Forheen. So I'm like, why don't we call him Florheen? And it's not taken on. I think it's revolutionary, Florheen the Machine, but it's not taken on just yet. Um, you'll hopefully love the terrace. Yeah, I've been there before, Jacob. But I went for a meeting when the guys wanted to book me, and I went and had a look. Fantastic place. I can't wait. If you can get there, mate, come along down. It's gonna be good fun. Um, Stumptown wins across country. Honestly, I didn't back a single thing in the cross country last year, and I don't think I will again. Just not a race which I liked it when the Tiger was running, but now I couldn't care less about it. If I'm honest. Any outsiders for Cheltenham? Yes, I've got a couple at a big price, and I can't remember who they were. In the Turners, there's two I like in the Turners. Shuttle Diplomacy, 25 to 1. Got a big chance this horse at 25 to 1. When you look at this horse's form, was in front of El Kairos in the bumper. I did a preview with Brian Cooper. His dad trains the horse. He said he was sick to start off with this summer. He's then come back and he was second to King Rasco Gray, who has just been beaten by Talk the Talk. On another day, I think he'd have beaten him, and he's come out since and won again. He's progressing 25 to 1 for the Turners. I think he's got a good chance. And if any of you are thinking about getting in the club or already in the club, don't worry, because I've got a massive, massive write-up, which I send every year. And in terms of the club, we will do a live preview where I'll go through every single race with all of my thoughts. Anything you like at Newbury tomorrow? I think you might have, someone messaged me earlier saying they're going to Newbury tomorrow. I haven't had a look through yet, but I normally get any whispers or info through by about 10ish tomorrow. Cheese wedges to watch the cross country this year for content. Go on, Poochie. Love that. Let's do it. Butterboy, how do you join the club? BasherWattsRacing.com, and it's the racing club. So I put all of my bets and info that I hear. We have 3 out of 4 winners today. But I don't really ever consider myself a tips or anything like that. I just, obviously now I've got horses at 7 different yards. I hear good bits of info, so I put that through. But it's more like the community for people to come and just talk racing all day with people, and we go racing. If you want to come every single month with a free ticket. So like last month was the Dublin Racing Festival, was like a £45 ticket for free. March is the Lincoln at Donny, all free. And it's £17.50 a month if you sign up for 6 months. So if you want to come on board, you can try it for a month and then cancel if you want to. Love your work from Australia. Thank you, mate. Thank you for watching. I need to get myself down under. Great insight into the sport, even the greyhounds. Keep it up. Thank you so much, mate. I really appreciate the lovely comments. How far does Old Park Star win by? I don't think he does. Don't think he does. Talk the talk for me. Will you be using William Hillbash? Probably not. I don't have an online account with him, and I'll be doing everything online. Thomas, you do, buddy. Yeah, it's £17.50 a month if you go for 6 months. But you can just do a 1 month option, which is £27.99. Give it a go, and if you don't like it, cancel, mate. Who do you think would win over a furlong, Bidler or the Governor? Oh, it's got to be the Bidler. Rapid little thing, isn't he? Even though he's got little legs. Love to see it, though. Would love to see it. Come on, Ivy on Monday. Fingers crossed. I don't know if she's 85% fit. I don't know if she's thrown in when she's fully. But I hope she runs well. Could be fantastic to see the King back on board. He is back from Dubai. He's been in Dubai all winter. Comes back on the 1st, rides her on the 2nd. Bash, I got in the club for 1 month. Any chance I could change that to 6 months? And if so, how do I go about doing it? Of course you can, Owen. Drop me a WhatsApp, mate. All you have to do is sign up to the club again for the 6-month one, and I'll cancel your 1 month one so that doesn't repeat. You need to come down to the yard sometime. Get a horse with us. Never say never. Always expanding. Bash, what's your in racing? Did you have a connection, or was you an armchair watcher like myself? I have no connection to racing, but I love it all the same. I'm exactly the same as you, Lewis. Never, ever, ever had a horsey background or a horse racing background. Before I started doing this for a job, my parents, or before I got horses myself, the Piddler wins my knees. My parents weren't interested in racing remotely. Never touched a racehorse until 5 years ago. and I just went with my mates when it was, what, 2011, when Frankel won the Guineas. And I remember I backed Blue Bunting. I had a tenner on it, 22 to 1, who won the 1,000 Guineas. And ever since then, I've been hooked. I always say, like, racing is so good because, like, in football, the most involved you can be as a season ticket holder. In racing, you're an owner. You're the most important part. You're in the parade ring, taking on the biggest and the best. So yeah, no background whatsoever, mate. So thank you for following the journey. For those of you, I don't know how long you guys have been following me from, but from those that have been involved in the start, Believe the Storm, June 2023, had to wait 18 months for him to make his debut because he kept getting niggles. One on debut. We've obviously had Sue, gone into the jumpers. Holy Fire's one, oh so perfect one. Wondering why one. Been fantastic. How is Holy Fire after the race? Scott, she's fine, mate. Thank you. She's always fine because she never fully puts it in, so she's always fine. Will Holy Fire run over a mile? I think that's best if it's definitely Alfie. She'll stick to a mile, and hopefully we'll find a nice fillies only race next time because the smaller the field, the better for her. Spotted you at Cheltenham last year, following ever since. Thank you so much, mate. If any of you are at the festival, I'm there all 4 days, and you see me, please come and have a chat. I love talking to all you. I'm never, ever too busy to have a chat with you. So please, a lot of people then messaged me like, "Oh, I saw you, and I was going to come say hello, but I didn't want to interrupt you. Come and interrupt me. I'd love to have a chat with you." Been following me since Big Al ran, Jack Doyle. Big Al, God, he was so frustrating. He was so talented. His work was fantastic. He worked with She's Perfect and Luther, who were 2 Guineas horses, and worked great. But because we think he bled at Joseph O'Brien's before we bought him, so he never put it in. Is the Gov your father, Bash? I hope not, Mark. If not, I'm losing all of this. No, Governor's not. Governor got involved, was just part of my racing club. And I just met him because he then got a share in Bish Bosh Bashy, and then we've just become really good mates ever since. So yeah, I need to meet up with the Governor, actually. As he says, is that Diet Coke, Bash? It is, but January's over and she still needs to wear the Tottenham kit. She's Perfect. French Revenge will hit like crack. Holy moly, Tristan, imagine we go back there and win. Holy moly, we'll lose our heads. Just subscribe to the racing club, mate. Where do I get the link? Max, thank you very much, mate. I still do everything myself manually. Do all the editing, the admin, the club, everything. So as soon as I finish this, I'll get you into the club. Are you doing Royal Ascot this year? Any chance of running? Yes, mate. I'm going to be doing at least the Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe the Friday. And hopefully She's Perfect runs on the Wednesday. And hopefully I might have another runner. Who knows? Are you expecting any new horses to the Syndicate Bash? Jack, to be fair, mate, I've had 2 in the last month. The Perfect Poet, who was a 90 grand jump horse that sold out in 3 days. And my lease horse, who I think has probably sold out because she only had 2% left before I came on board. So I actually need to keep an eye on that so I don't have to refund anyone. So I'll probably wait until the breeze ups, mate. Are you and the Biddler friends for years? We will be friends for years, but Biddler was one of the first people that joined my racing club, which has been going now for about 2 years. So I've known the Biddler for 2 years. Max, that is the plan, I believe. A mile on the Wednesday. Is that the Prince of Wales? Charlie needs that second grade Group 1. He does. He needs to keep it. I get this question so often, so let's answer it. Do you regret not accepting Japan's offer for She's Perfect? No. So there's a few things to this. I do not regret it whatsoever. Purely one reason. It goes out to a syndicate decision. 38 people in the group, 37 people voted no. And as a syndicate manager, I just have to do what all the syndicate members want to do. So they voted no. Now, think back to that time. She was favourite for the French Oaks 5 days later. Now, I think it's 300 grand prize money if you win that. And if you win that, you're then an Arc de Triomphe horse. So that if she was to have won that, she was favourite. We thought she was going to win. She didn't stay. You could have doubled that 2.2 million. So you can imagine selling her and then watching her go and win and then be worth double. Also, the sale would never have gone through because of her injury. which she had, which we didn't know about at the time. So that would have fallen through. But I would much rather have not sold her and have this whole year to keep her rather than selling her and watching her go and win for someone else and someone else's colours. That would break my heart. As much as I'd want her to win, I'd break my heart to see someone else own her. And also, we spoke to our bloodstock agent, and he, because I tried to get as much advice as I can, and his advice was she's going to be worth at least £1 million if she never runs again, because she's worth that from her guineas form. So you're then thinking, well, for a 1% share, that's £10,000. So you're either going to cash in the 2.2 million, get 20 grand, or just risk that extra 10 grand, and she could have gone on to do whatever. We've got all year with her, and if she wins a group race, I think we'll get the 2.2 million, if not more. So, good question. Never. I'm the type of person, I never ever regret anything in life. Never. Everything happens for a reason. We were meant to get her for 50 grand in Arcana. She was meant to run for us, and she's transformed my life. So some things are just worth more than money. Like, there's always going to be a time with her which will sell her, which is the end of this year. But some things are just worth more than money, and at that moment, you couldn't put a price on her. So no, hope that answers your question, bud. What are you expecting from the Perfect Poet on debut? He's not running on Sunday. He will run a couple of weeks later, but his work has been phenomenal. So hopefully he pays for himself on his debut. But you never know with a debut. First day at school, so many things can go wrong. You think She's Perfect won by, what's she winning in that photo? A length? And then she goes on to win a classic. If you'd say, oh, classic winners running against, with no disrespect, the horses she was in her debut, you'd say, well, she's going to win by half the track. It just doesn't always materialise like that. Why are you selling before breeding, Toby? That's just what we're doing, mate. So much risk involved in breeding, so much time to wait for your money. If she sells for what we hope she'll sell, she'll change a lot of the owners' lives, and that's just the plan, mate. We'd never breed from her ourselves. How do I think Eulalia will run? I think she'll come on for the run, mate. She's about 85% fit. She needs the run. She'll come on for the run. I still think she could be placed, go close, but I wouldn't be steaming into her at all. In your honest opinion, was I robbed in France? Lock me up. Robbed. Should never, ever, ever have been taken off us. And I like to think I'm a very fair person. Like, if I do something wrong or someone calls me out on something, I'm like, yeah, to be fair, like, that was a bit shit from me, or yeah, I see what you're saying. And if she would have come and bumped that horse, I'd be the first person to put my hands up and be like, yeah, you can't do that. When you see like the drone footage and we don't even make contact, it was. And the funny thing is, I had a lot of French journalists call me up after it when they knew we were going for the appeal, and they said, Bash, you should win the appeal, but I can guarantee you will not win the appeal, and that is the issue you have. But hey ho, everything happens for a reason. There's a lot worse things happen in your life than losing a classic in the steward's room. I'm very, very lucky. Apparently, Supremely West worked the house down for the Potemps. Yes, they fancied him when I went to Harry Skelton. I've got a video going up tomorrow when I was with Harry. That She's Perfect advice is absolutely bonkers. You won't get half of that imaginary offer. So I'm not sure what advice you're saying, but I've spoken to a lot of people that said she'd be worth £1 million. She was first past the post in guineas. So if you disagree with that, that's fine. We can agree to disagree and move on like two respectful adults, even though it's social media. Horse with the Skeltons, Jack. Love to. Do you know what? Harry Skelton was so nice. But that's the NFL guy again. No, yeah, could be. Could well be. Thoughts on Maestro Conti? I think he's got a nice chance in a wide open triumph. Gutted Narciso Haas isn't running. When's the Kempton Honest Days putting out? Out now, Cal. I put it on just before I came on live on YouTube. Full video on YouTube. Would you ever consider buying a grey horse? Do you know what? I'd love to. I would love to, mate. Is this She's Perfect last season? It is. She's going to be sold at the end of this year, buddy. What's going on with the yearling? That's supposed to be with Owen Burrows. You didn't post anything about him, about her. She's our Cracksman filly, perfectly adorable. She's her and Wannabe Perfect, who was the two darn hot filly. The two fillies I bought there are with Adam Kirby. They're all broken in, cantering away. They're just both fillies, which will take a little bit of time. So yeah, she'll go to Owen Burrows probably a month, something like that. She's a massive girl. You do not want to rush her. Why are you selling She's Perfect after this year? It's kind of just what we always agreed. Um, Address it, man. Concerning as a fan. What are you on about? What's this about you taking massive drinks from the syndicate? Well, it's my job, Jay. So I charge £750 management fee per horse per month. It's my job. So yes, I do make profit, mate. That's how I pay my bills. No more than I'm sure you don't work for free. I don't work for free. Did Charlie mind you telling people the training costs? Shocked a lot of people, Jimmy. I didn't even ask Charlie. I always post. That's what I've always done it right from the very start. Post all of my invoices and everything like that. When She's Perfect wins at Ascot, should be worth 3 mil. Manifest it, brother. Manifest it. Is it worth keeping a leg in the syndicate? She's Perfect. What do you mean? What do you mean, mate? Yeah, Jay, it's exactly that, mate. It's a faceless troll spreading fake hate with all made up from AI. You won't get a more open and honest person on social media than me. Look at all of the massive lease shares, the people that do like race shares, owners group, old gold. Some of them are charging 60 quid a year and they've got 3,000 shares. You're looking at 180 grand for one horse. And fair play to them. I've got nothing wrong with that. If that's how they value their service and people are happy to pay it, charge it 100%. If I could charge 160 grand for one horse and I would pay it, I'd charge it. It says on my website, I've done videos saying what I charge, how much it costs to have a horse in training, how my syndicate works. And unfortunately, that just opens it up to people to try and manipulate that and make it sound rubbish. But look at all the comments on his post. There's not a single owner come out and agreed with what he said. It's just a random guy who's obviously got nothing better to do with his life. So I take it as a compliment. I never, ever, ever, ever thought I'd be in a position where I have a grown man trying to bring me down to make himself feel better. So it's shows how well I'm doing. So yeah. Keep up the chats and the info flying stuff. Thank you, mate. I saw you WhatsApp me. I need to add someone. I will do it. Sorry to keep bringing up She's Perfect, but when Mikel lost his whip, he continued to hit the other horse 12 times like it was a bit fishy what happened in France, in my opinion. Well, I completely agree. And in the appeal, shock horror, the French stewards didn't even, a big part of our appeal was using your hands. Because in France, I think it's 7. If you strike your horse over 7 times, you're automatically gone from the race. He hit his horse 12 times with his hands in the final furlong. So that was a big part of our appeal, and they didn't bring it up once. Fishy, fishy, fishy. What's the best day you've had punting? I won about 16 grand at last year's Trials Day at Cheltenham. Was it Trials Day? It's when a Buffalo Soldier won. I wasn't there though, I was at home. And my worst day, probably at the time, because I would punt a lot more than what I did then. That was about 4 years ago. I went to St Ledger, like the Thursday or Friday, the St Ledger meeting at Donny, and did about 3.5 grand. That was a lot of money for me at that time. Still is a lot of money now. What am I missing out on? The legacy racing, it's the ones who come out and tell people to go and buy their own horse. Like it's easy for many. Yeah, it's true. Oh yeah, legacy. You guys have got a horse with Charlie. Best of luck with that horse. It's true. But that is the problem with social media now. Like, I would never. I just can't get in my head. I would never comment hate on someone else's video because I just wouldn't care that much. Like I just wouldn't care about what someone else is doing to comment hate, to bring myself to comment hate. But yeah, like it's so much easier for somebody to try and bring someone down rather than doing something themselves. So I have very thick skin. You have to in this job, and it doesn't bother me at all. The thing that annoys me is when people just outright lie. Like some of the things I've seen are just like that's why I did the video. Oh, it costs 12 grand to have a horse in training for a year, so you're pocketing 40 grand, and I'm like, that is just absolute rubbish. Which is why I then post that video, but with all of my invoices and everything, and yet that's still then faked or something. You know, it's, people that see it have to have a bit of common sense in it. Okay, like this guy's just an absolute troll. James Nido, what happened to your old mate who you used to have videos with years and years ago? Well, that's actually a very good question. That was my best friend, AJ, and he passed away in 2024 from sepsis, which is why my first ever jumps horse was called My Mate AJ. So I named it after him. He was massive reason why I got into racing to start off with, and unfortunately, yeah, passed away age 32, which is my age now. Scary. So yeah, that's why we've got My Mate AJ. So I can't wait until he wins, and I'm actually going to announce it in the next couple of days. I'm running. I've got a last minute call, which is scary to run the London Marathon for sepsis in aid of him. So that's going to be painful. But yeah, that proved to be watching for years and years and years and years and years. Do you ever run into the blogger Jimmy? Couple times. Couple times. Fuck the haters, says Mark. You're right, mate. It makes no difference to me whatsoever. People can comment what they want. Yeah. Sorry to hear that shocking stuff. It's one of those things that's yeah, it was awful. I was actually at the Craven at Newmarket, and yeah, went into hospital in the morning with suspected sepsis and passed away by 6 o'clock that night. So see, and that's why I'm like this is like a lot of the deeper thing which people don't see. So like you know, he passed away, and then 2 weeks later I bought She's Perfect. And I just feel like at that time, I just felt like he had something to do with it. And obviously, she went on to win a classic and, you know, changed my life massively. You know, she put me on all the maps and everything like that. So I feel like he had a lot to do with that. And yeah, like, you know, people give me stick for, even though it wasn't my decision, for not selling her. Like she's so special for me for all of that as well. Frankie, was I not at Southall for Constitution Hill? I wasn't, mate. I wasn't. I'm gutted I missed out on it. I'm gutted I missed out of it. Love watching your videos on Instagram. Top guy, thank you very much to Scoop52. Head over to YouTube, mate, if you want to see the long form content. All on YouTube. Like I've got all my honest days punting on there. What other sports do you watch other than footy and racing? Just footy and racing, really, mate. I used to be into the motorbikes, but I don't really watch it anymore. Just football, but now it's Spurs, how Spurs are doing that. Just racing at the moment. Bash, can you give us 4 certs for Cheltenham? There's no such thing as a cert, Dean. So if someone tells you, like, legitimately, I know, like, and that's the thing. A lot of people will forget, like, what I do is entertainment. So, like, I have no issues with making myself look like an idiot. That doesn't bother me whatsoever. So, you know, I'll often say in my honest days punting, this thing cannot be beaten. This thing is an absolute certainty. Knowing full well when inevitably it gets beat, it's funny for you guys watching it. And then people just goes over their head will come and like, you said it wasn't going to be beaten. I'm like, mate, like it's a bit of entertainment. So there's no such thing as a cert. I would be having Margery in the champion chase. I would be having Dr. Steinberg in the Bartlett. I do like Lulu Lambert in the Arkle. And if Lossiemouth goes to the Mare's Hurdle, I'd have Lossiemouth. And if she does go to the Mare's Hurdle, I'd have the New Line in the Champion Hurdle. That makes sense. Try being a Scunthorpe fan. Jeezy beeps, man. We're wondering why win at the Cheltenham Festival in the future. I hope so, mate. I hope so. I love the videos. Thank you, Scott. Which out of all of your horses do you think has the most potential? Completely hard to say. I know Wanna Be Perfect, my 2-9 hot 2-year-old is Adam Kirby loves her. So same with Perfect Adorable. She's Perfect's a Group 1 horse, which is a dream come true. Wondering Why looks really good. AJ will be so much better over a distance and over a hurdle. The Perfect Poet is working really well. And then I've got all my flat horses for this year to come out. Always Perfect. He's Perfect still to come out. Perfect Love to come out. Yeah, it's hard to say, mate, which I know is an on the fence answer. People are just jealous, mate. The whole reason for a syndicate is to experience the slight hope and feeling of these rich owners who suppose millions have a small chance of winning a half of these. That is 100% true. Like, when She's Perfect, I think she was I think she was 600 quid or £500 up front for 1%. You know, there was 64 of us over in France. That, for me, that was priceless. That was fantastic. And also to have her from the start, for me, is extra special. Will handstands go for the Ultima, the Ryanair? I'd have thought the Ultima, mate. Have you ever been racing in Dubai? I have, mate. I've been lucky enough to go to the Dublin race, the Dubai World Cup the last 2 years. I will be there next month as well. Would you ever have a horse in training with James Owen? Very nice, successful. The only thing is he's Newmarket way, isn't he? So kind of from like a business point of view, I've already got Charlie, Jack Morland, and George Bowie Newmarket. It doesn't really make sense to have another one. Go on, the Bash. Love the content. Thank you, mate. I appreciate it. How did you actually get into betting? Like, how did you start it off? I just went with my mate AJ. We used to go all the time, and I've always just loved excitement and a bit of a buzz and a bit of adrenaline. And yeah, I had a tenner on at 22 to 1 on Blue Bunting and the 1,000 guineas, won 220 quid and thought I was rich. And ever since then, I've just loved it. No horsey background whatsoever. Also, would you start a bowling syndicate to potentially sell them 2 years down the line and make a profit? Maybe. I just don't really like the sales. I think the sales is all who you know, and you've got to be in with the bloodstock agent for them to show people your horse. I don't know. It's just a long time to wait as well. Who do you have for the Gold Cup? James Barring. I have actually backed no one for the Gold Cup, but I'm going to be backing the Jukebox Man. I think he's solid. I do think Django Bay's got a nice each way chance as well. The Poet's Word and Ben Pauling is sold out. James said it sold out in 3 days, mate. Called the Perfect Poet. He was going to run on Sunday. He scoped a little bit dirty, so we're going to give him another week or two. But yeah, he sold out in 3 weeks. And again, if you're new, on my Instagram, I'll put a story with a link to get in my future horse WhatsApp group. So anytime I'm looking to get a new horse, it always goes in that WhatsApp group first. So you all get priority and get all the first news. So head over to my Instagram. I'll put it up. I hope I shouldn't forget. I'm a Spurs fan also. Would you take Spurs going down, but She's Perfect wins a Group 1? Tough question. Give me the trophy. Give me the trophy, sod Spurs. Give me the Group 1 every day of the week. 1,000,000%. That would change my life. And all of my people, all my owners, that'd be fantastic. Should be worth a fortune. Spurs are going down anyway. Yeah, fair play. Jay, how are we doing, mate? How are we doing? Oh, so perfect. Winning thing is going to come around here somewhere soon. Was supporting the Spuds the worst decision you have ever made? Governor, no, it wasn't, mate. And that's what I keep telling the missus. Look how loyal I am, because I'm a Spurs fan. So I will be with you through the ups and downs. I'm not going anywhere. Ivy Monday. Fingers crossed, Shawnee. I think she'll run well, mate, but she'll definitely come on for the run. So I wouldn't be steaming into her. Similar thoughts for Forever Perfect, who will run Wednesday. She will definitely need the run. The trophy is behind me for Oh So Perfect. Good old boy. Love that. When will Holy Fire run again? She ran a good race yesterday. Shep should have been stronger on her, made her mind up. Next time we'll do that. Don't know. She normally has a month off in between races just because she bled once. So you normally give them a little bit more time. Even Bash, how was the Follett and Mare doing from the birth upload you did the other day? Really good, mate. Thank you. We put a head collar on him for the first time yesterday. Tiny little thing. He's got so much character. Yeah, he's really good, mate. Thanks. He's been nicknamed Little Mo because he's by Mo Harther. Basher versus the Biddle Part 2 needs to be done. What's the percentage for owners, trainers when selling a horse? I believe, Freddie, it's 5% profit. So say she sells for £1 million in total, Charlie would get 50 G's, I believe. Who's the best tipster out there? No idea. I don't subscribe to any tipsters, mate, so I couldn't tell you. Bash, did you love your visit to the Toon? I do love Newcastle, but I always do badly punting there. Did I go and watch Constitution Hill? I didn't. And what do I think of him going to the flat? Correct decision for me. Yeah, get him to Melbourne, James. I just think it's the right decision. If he was to go back to Cheltenham, fall and not get back up, my word, would have been awful. I think it's right. Bash, me and my dad run a podcast. Would you come on for 5 minutes for a Cheltenham preview? Of course I would, mate. I'm always anyone that's got a podcast or anything. I get loads of people that are at uni ask me if I can help, whatever. Any way I can help, I'm all ears for it. I always think we've lost that thing where people just help each other out and want to see people do well. So would much rather bring people down. So if I can help you out in any way, please let me know. How long does it take you to research all the festival races at Cheltenham? A lot longer than normal because I'm doing 4 previews. And it's the kind of thing, if someone asks me, what do you think about this horse in this race? I need to know. So it takes me about a day per day. So it will take me 4 days solid all day, every day to do all 4. Peter, I'm not there on Sunday, mate. I was going to have a runner, but we're not running him now, unfortunately. Bash, please stay as humble as you are. It makes me so nice and watchable. Are you planning on buying some new races for horse soon? I want to get on board. Thank you very much, Nick. And I will never, ever change. My family and friends would not allow it. So you don't have to worry about that. But I really appreciate you watching. Next horse will probably be a breeze up horse, which is like April and May. Steel Alley for the Arkle is overpriced, Lee, but I am all on board the Lou Lambert camp. I've never been to Perth, Lewis. Never, ever, ever. Scotland, right? Never ever been to Scotland. Arnie is doing really well, thank you. I went and gave him some grass yesterday before I picked up. Are these them? What are these shoes? Oh, look at that. She's perfect. French 1,000 guineas winner. The shoes from the race. I thought these were the Holy Fire ones I picked up yesterday. These need to be framed. Arnie's doing really well. Can't wait to see the boy back out. Yeah, I love him. I love him so dearly. And I'm very lucky. I don't know if you've watched any of the stud videos I've done. My girlfriend's family own a family stud, and I've worked there loads for the last 6 months. I've said, I don't want a penny. All I want is when Arnie retires, I want him to come here. So he was my first ever horse, and hopefully he's with me until the end. Oh, I love him dearly. Love him dearly. From Aintree at the National, same guy I met. You're the same now with all your success. Thank you, Stephen, mate. I appreciate that, buddy. That's lovely to hear. Basha, now you've done classics on the flat. What is your dream national hunt race? Do you know what? I love my favourite national hunt race is the Supreme at Cheltenham. I've always loved it. The first race of the festival. You've got your exciting novices. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And the Perfect Poet will win the Supreme next year. Wondering Why will win the Turners. And AJ will win the Bartlett. Can he run in the Bartlett as a 6-year-old? I don't know. We'll have to change the rules if not. I've never been to Scotland, mate. Never, never. Talk the Talk wins the Supreme. I agree. Will I be at Aintree this year? TBC. Arnie might make his comeback on the Thursday, so I'd have to go. Not at Aintree, so I'd obviously have to go and watch him. I would probably be there on the Friday. Apparently, I'm your top fan. How does it feel? Thank you, mate. Thank you for being the top fan. The anticipation ahead of the Supreme is unmatched. Amazing race, isn't it? Yeah, I love the Supreme. Who won it? You've got like the likes of Duvan. I think, did Vitor win the Supreme? And then Faheen won the Turners. Oh, I love the Supreme. I had about 4 years where I was second every year. I had like Facile Vega. That was second. Oh, who's been second before? I had about 3 years running where I was second. Thankfully, I had Kopak last year. Am I at the Bull next week, Archie? I am there, buddy. I hope to see you there. Wednesday, the Bull in Burford. Tuesday, the Terrace at the Amex in Brighton for a festival preview. Keep up the good work. Thank you, mate. Poets on the Snap and the Supreme. Jay, I'll take a nostril, mate. You bet the winner of the Supreme in 1985, Harry Hastings. I hope you've backed one since then, Tim. That's a long old time ago. Supreme Raw, can't beat it. Connor, some horse. Ryan Keneally's Greyhound Syndicate won by distance. I didn't know he had one. Class, really lovely guy. Will she be running She's Perfect this year? That's the plan, Nico. But her comeback run hopefully is on the 2nd of May, which is on the same day as the 2,000 guineas, which Shuey would have a ride in, so he'd have to pick. Jeezy peeps, man. When's your next national hunt horse running? A week on Sunday. Wondering why at Warwick. Is the governor going to Cheltenham and the Villa? Yes, all 4 days. He's going to get mobbed, the boy. Where is the Bull? The Bull is in Burford, which is the Cotswolds area, not far from Cheltenham. Greyhound Syndicates. I've got some shares left in Bish Bosh Bashy. Some people that have handed them back if you want to get involved. Just a tenner. Got into your syndicate after watching your Honest Days punting video and only being in less than a week, and the communication is miles better than the other syndicates. Keep up the good work. Thank you, mate. That's really appreciated, because how I started off is I was in syndicates myself. I had 1% shares, and you're right, the communication, excuse my language, was dog shit. You'd get like a blurry video once every 6 weeks. I have the trainer in the chat. Because transparency is key. If you want to ask the trainer something about your horse, ask away. I always had to ask the syndicate manager to say, ask the trainer. Then the trainer would send him a message, then he'd message me, and long. Will you be popping to Windsor for Monday evening racing? Definitely. Love that. Will Dory run this year, or too young? She'll definitely run this year because she's a 2-year-old. But she'll be a latter type. She's not an early quick type. She's a rangy type. Favourite course you've been to the UK? It's boring. Cheltenham for the jumps, Ascot for the flat. But I love Chester. I think Chester's a lovely track. Club been closed for 4 days. Yes, indeedy. That is where I'll be. What happened with the Ben Pauling horse you were trying to get? We bought him and he's sold out in 3 days. The Perfect Poet. He was going to run at Huntingdon on Sunday. But he's going to be a couple of weeks back just because he's scoped dirty, so he's got a little bit of like a cough, so there's no point running him. Who do you work out what horses to back? A lot of the, do you know what? I've changed a lot of the way that I bet. I used to research all the cards myself, but during the week now I've stopped it because I found there's so many non-triers and it's so hard. I only back info I get in the club. I'm not trying to promote it, I'm just saying. I only back info I get during the week. In the weekend and like Cheltenham, these big fixtures, I do all my own research. But yeah, just info that I get. Have I won the Grand National once with Ballard Briggs? I think I was having driving lessons at the time, so I was 17. I haven't backed the winner since. Thoughts on Donny Racecourse? I hate the guy. Hate's a strong word. I dislike the guy that checks the badges there. It's a long story. Basically, we had a box there when we had a runner, and the owners and trainers left the tickets. They should have left the tickets in the box, but they didn't. So I had to run down and get the tickets and run up to the box and hand them out to the owners. But like 5 of the owners weren't in the box; they're already down. So I went into the parade ring, and then they were like, "Bash, where's my badge?" I was like, "Mate, I've got it on you." So I passed it over the thingy to them, and then as I came out, he stopped me in front of everyone. Was like, "You were handing over badges. You were smuggling people in." I was like, "Mate, what are you on about?" And he was making such a scene in front of everyone. So yeah, I dislike Doncaster Racecourse. Thoughts on the ride on Holy Fire last night? Wasn't bad, but wasn't Shep's best. I think she used to have to be the horse which you have to sort of kid her into the race. Now you've got to make her mind up. So yeah, and to be fair, the Shep messaged me late last night. I was like, "I've just watched your video and I actually agree with what you're saying. I think I was too kind on her. Next time I'll make her mind up." Endeavour Blue wins the Coral Cup. I am with you. He's got a lovely chance. Bash, who do you think wins the Arkle? I think people are overlooking Romeo Coolio. I can't stand Romeo Coolio in the Arkle. For me, he's not a 2-miler whatsoever. Over further for him for sure. I'd be dead against Romeo Coolio if he turned up there. And I am with Lou Lambert. I think Kopech is the best horse or the quickest horse in the race, the most 2-miler in the race. But he's had one run over fences. Like, you got to be a brave man to get stuck into him now. The most unique race course you've been to would be Chester, because I was on the inside of the track, and that was brilliant. Never been to Newton Abbot, mate. Thoughts on Constitution Hill not running at Cheltenham? For me, the right decision. Kopech wins by 5. I think he could do. I just got a weird feeling he falls. Yeah, I agree with what you're saying, Lily. Kopech's the more quality horse, but Lou Lambert's got the experience. I do actually agree with that. Got 40-1 for Carol Tomatan for the Stayers when they were saying they were going to Angel. Mate, top price at Will. Hopefully goes there. I think you've got a massive chance. Wins at Meydan Saturday for a hat trick. I wouldn't even look at Meydan. No offence. Bish Bosh bashing for the champion hurdle. Go on, the Bish. Yeah, shame the cert for Cheltenham is out. Narciso Haas. I know. He was the one, wasn't he? If you were his owner, would you not run him then? I wouldn't. I wouldn't have run him at Cheltenham. You will watch my videos. You know how nervous I get for all of my runners. If he'd fallen the last 3 times and had the weight of the world on me, I would not be running him. If he went down and didn't get back up, ugh. Why not Meydan? Just wouldn't be of interest to me. And it sounds like a real idiot thing to say. I'm so busy at the moment. I still do everything myself. I do all the editing, the admin, the club, everything myself. I just don't have time to sit and research Meydan. If I'm going to have a punt, it's either going to be info or something which I've researched and fancy. I just wouldn't have time to research it, so I wouldn't have a punt. Love watching your clips. Thank you, mate. And if you want to watch the long form content, The Honest Days Punting, all on YouTube. Can I say hello, Martin Sweeney? Hello, Martin Sweeney. How are you, Martin? Any plans to go down Royal Bashy? Never been, mate. Would love to go. You think the British will have a good festival? I think they'll have the best one they have for a while. Where does Lossie go? I hope she goes for the mares, mate. I'll be at Cheltenham every day, and there'll be an Honest Days Punting every day. But it's just stuff like that. Like, as soon as we finish, I have to edit on the coach on the way back to Bristol, quickly try and upload it in the hotel, then go out for some food. It's busy, 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 busy. Can I say hi to Martin O'Neill? Hi, Martin O'Neill. Watch every single video. Must watch them twice. Thank you, mate. I really appreciate you watching. And I still find it weird now, like, not a plug, but like people buying my merch. I still find that nuts. Like, I'll often go to the races and just see someone wearing my Gilo that I don't know, and I just find that blows my mind. So yeah. Bash, will the governor and the Biddler be attending Cheltenham? They will. You pray Lossie goes to champion hurdle. Got her 4s anti-post. So I think she gets beat. I think the new line beats her over 2 miles. For me, she's a 2.5 miler. Get Ruby on the phone. When will She's Perfect Run makes her come back on the 2nd of May at Goodwood, hopefully. Did you watch Dan Skelton? So bullish on Katira, 40-1. Yeah, now 14s. Mental. And yet I went to the Skeltons and Harry didn't mention her once. Thoughts on Fact File. Top horse. Wherever he goes, he takes the beating. Greetings from Australia. Massive fan of the content. Got a winner for you. Flemington Australian Guineas 5-4 just wins. Got a winner for you. Flemington Australian Guineas. What's the name of the horse? You've got to give us the name of the horse. Evertonian. How do we pay to get your tips for the festival? It's in the racing club, mate. I will do a full preview, a live preview, and have a massive write-up which I send out. Give it a go for a month, see what you think. When will I be bringing the cufflinks back? You get them on horse racing pins, it's called. I don't know if I've got it down here. What's this? Are these the cufflinks? No, they're different ones. But yeah, go on horse racing pins. They do them themselves, mate. I don't have anything to do with it. Them and the pins, but they're great quality. Where do you normally stand at Cheltenham? I'm always in club. I never go tats. I think it's worth the upgrade money so much. The viewing in tats is awful. Not tempted with wondering why for Cheltenham. Ben Pauling says, Sandown, we go to Sandown next year. How's your Cracksman filly doing? She's doing really well, mate. Thank you. She's a filly which is going to take time because she's so big and rangy. So we're not rushing her at all. And I put a video up on YouTube of all of my horses in Newmarket. I go and see her. She and a lot of the yearlings or 2-year-olds at Adam Kirby's have all been sick for a while. So yeah, she's doing good, but we'll need a bit of time. Right, I'm going to call it. Busy day. I was up at the stud for 7:30, mucking out all the poo, sorting out the little foal. What am I doing tomorrow? Finishing this day 2 of the Cheltenham Festival. Friday. I'll do that Saturday and Sunday. Busy week next week. Wait, no. Yeah, I'm getting. This is my winners wall up here on YouTube, up here on Instagram. I've got 3 more ones about to come. Oh So Perfect, Holy Fire, Wondering Why. Hopefully some more. Have a nice evening too. Thank you very much for joining me, guys. It's been nice to chat. I haven't done this in a while. I'll do this more often, I promise. Yeah, I will do more lives. Thank you very much for joining, and thank you for everyone who follows me and interacts with all the content. It really does mean a lot because I love what I do. I'm very, 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 very lucky to be able to do this for a job. So thank you. And if you see me at Cheltenham, please come stop me, say hello, and we will have a chat. But thank you very much for watching. And yeah, I will see you all soon. Yeah, been a pleasure chatting, guys, and thank you for all the lovely comments.